I'm DJ El Toro. You've got it tuned to listener-powered KEXP 90.3 FM Seattle and KEXP.org, and I am beside myself with excitement. I believe ecstatic is the word I would use. We are joined today by Mr. Barry Adamson. Welcome, sir.
Nice to be here.
Would you favor us with a selection?
I will. And I'll begin with the title track of my new album, I Will Set You Free. It's called The Sun and the Sea. The storm it came, but it merely only broke me for a while. I heard my name and it took me and it shook me like a child. The sun and the sea, my love endlessly. Bring me your eyes, your plastic little eyes, and I will set you free. I grew my hair and I saw my little brothers burn with rage. I killed the bear and I ate up all the people in my cage. The sun and the sea, my love endlessly. Bring me your dreams, you don't know what it means, and I will set you free. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Glide unseen, my kingdom for a cinema screen. Bring me your eyes, your plastic little lives, and I will set you free. Because the sun and the sea, my love endlessly. Bring me your eyes, your plastic little lives, and I will set you free. Is what she said to me.
Mr. Barry Adamson on KEXP, where the music matters. I'm so excited to talk to you. I've wanted the opportunity for years. Let's see if I can focus and get this question out in one sentence. One of the things I love about your solo records is that each one really feels like its own self-contained universe, its own little world. How would you define the universe of the new record, I Will Set You Free?
Well, I've always tried to just go with what comes to the table when I start writing. I don't really sort of set out to make a certain kind of record or this kind of record. So I tend to just run with it. And
okay.
So this universe seemed to present itself as a place that you could run around and just sort of pull things from the air and be a little bit more... the word freer kept coming up in the context of the things I was trying to do. And normally, you know, I'd sort of have like, well, this is what I do and this is kind of how I do it. There's certain boundaries in there, but
sure.
This time they seem to just disappear. And that was kind of like a freeing thing within itself. So the songs came very quickly, and I you know, literally had to chase them down the street and wrestle them to the ground and sort of put them on the, you know, and they just became what they are. And I was you know, like running with that. There was a sort of rock theme going on. There was a broader sort of strokes in terms of the music being a bit more heavier than usual, and that was fun to do. So I sort of ran with it in that sense.
Well, was there anything at all sort of intimidating about that, about not having things clearly prescribed?
It's kind of exciting, I must admit. It's very exciting because you know that you're doing your job. You're taking risks. You're trying to find the sort of artistic expression, if you like, within yourself. And you know that will resonate, hopefully, with the listeners, because it's giving it to you as you're going along with it. And so it can be slightly intimidating because you think, well, can I do this? But then once you kind of see yourself doing it, you kind of, you go, it's like riding a bike. And you wobble for a while, and then you're going like, hey, you're sort of pointing at people down the street, sort of saying, look at me riding that, that's...
I've done it.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing it, I think, is the thing. Yeah. There used to be this guy in Manchester where I used to live. He was like an old hobo guy. I used to cycle down the street, going, everybody knows me. And then you sort of get that feeling going when you're in the middle of it, even though they don't.
Well, they should. Could we hear another song?
Certainly. This is, I guess you'd call it a ballad from the record. Now we've talked about rocking out. And I like it when, on records when you're listening to a certain line and then it changes and you still get drawn in with a similar strength, hopefully. And this is a song called If You Love Her. Yeah, I looked into her face as she was leaving. Saw my future written between the lines. The church bells will no longer be appealing, and dark must fall where the sun no longer shines. If you love her, won't you tell her she was everything and more when you were her fella? And if you love her, won't you let her go where hope is? It's not around here anymore. The news was brief and firmly drenched in sorrow. The fruits of love almost shriveled up and dried. Each moment now is a version of tomorrow, seen through the eyes of one who can only cry. If you love her, won't you tell her she was everything and more when you were together? And if you love her, won't you let her go where hope is? When did I become your only one? Forgotten son. Yesterday we tasted love like never before. My casket to the color of your choosing, my face made up to always cast a smile. A velvet suit would never hide the bruising. My goodness, we're all laughing all the while. If you love her, won't you tell her she was everything and more when you were her fella? And if you love her, won't you let her go where hope is? Live where hope lives. All there is hope. anymore. Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa,
Mr. Barry Adamson and If You Love Her on KEXP 90.3 FM Seattle and KEXP.org. I'm really glad that you chose that particular song because it makes a perfect lead into another question. In the beginning, when I knew you from your work with Magazine and Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, I thought of you primarily as a versatile sort of journeyman instrumentalist who could play with all these different people, and I admired that. And then I heard Moss Side Story, and I thought, oh my goodness, what wonderful arrangements, what a great, for lack of a better word, cinematic sense of music. But then over time, I've become very fond of your vocal performances. You have a very striking singing style, and I'm wondering, what is your relationship with your voice like? Have you always been comfortable as a singer?
Well, I think the fact that I've gone on the journey of playing in bands and being the versatile musician and then the arranger and finding it's been sort of like an exploration really, and then it's like, okay, so what would be the icing on that particular cake? And I think over time it's just something that's evolved. It's like I've leaned on other singers before who I've admired, and I've watched them work, and I've thought, wow, it must be great to do that. But I never, and then even then I wasn't that consciously making a decision that that's what I was going to do. It did naturally quite evolve. And then I started to sing some things. And then on the last record, Back to the Cat, one of the guys in the band said, I think you just found your voice. And I was like, yeah, it could be. And I'd lost that, whatever it is, that there was a kind of, I'd sing something and it would seem strange, like that whole thing everybody does. You record your voice and then listen to it back and go, that's not me, So that took a while to get used to. And then it sort of does this weird thing where it kind of comes together and joins itself so that when you do hear it, you hear exactly what you're hearing inside. It's a really strange thing to describe and something I've not had before. So I was quite excited with this record to actually use the fact that I'd found my voice. And that song, I think, it gives me a place to, if I would show off with it a little bit, because it makes a certain demand on you that you hit certain things. And I love the fact that that great singing is not about sort of perfection. It's about sort of taking the risk to get to the place. And so that's very exciting. It's very exciting during the song, even wondering if you're going to go, am I going to make that note now? Well, I just better go, and you go there and you go, back on the bike.
Don't think about the technique. It's just about emotional honesty.
Yeah,
Stop thinking, just sing.
And you've got to be in the moment with that. And on the bike going, everybody knows me.
Well, on that note, would you further down the block a little further, please?
Yeah, sure.
And play another one for us?
Yeah, this is a sort of, I don't know what you call it really. So it's got sort of...
A mazurka?
O'Downey kind of references. Little chug-a-lug kind of thing called The Power of Suggestion. Wake up the lazy eye. How would you ever see who's sliding in from the frozen exterior? Her icy fingertips made warm by my sweet lips. She whispers something that you'll never hear. It's the same old break of day, with my world in disarray, and the stupid things they say. Give me nothing but ales of yore. Goddamn sucker's a goddamn bore, and everything I say has been said before. Done my time, but I'll do some more. Oh yeah. My friends don't bother me, don't even call at all. They're busy whistling Dixie and cussing my name. My house is burning down. Then she comes around and quells the fire and starts it ablaze again. It's the same old break of day, with my world in disarray, and the stupid things they say are the things that I portray. It's the same old break of day, with my world in disarray, and the stupid things they say. Give me nothing but L's in your goddamn circus, a goddamn bore. Tell them all to leave out the service door. Done my time, you know I'll do no more, no more, yeah. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. We are doing each other's heads in through the power of suggestion. We'll be doing each other's heads in now. Can you feel that cackle of tension? That's the power of suggestion. We'll be doing each other's heads in now. Thank you.
The Power of Suggestion by Barry Adamson on KEXP. So does the sound of the new album make it more conducive to live performance? And will we be getting a North American tour soon?
Oh, hopefully it does. And hopefully, yes. Obviously, I'm going around at the moment and just leaving my calling card in everybody's post box wherever I go, and trying to generate, enough interest really to bring the record out and bring a band out and play it a bit more like it is on the record rather than just acoustically, which isn't too bad. But obviously, it's got a power from the electric instruments on the record, so it'd be nice to have that.
All right. Well, We'll be chanting for that. Thank you so much for coming in today, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm DJ El Toro. Thanks for keeping it tuned to KEXP 90.3 FM Seattle and KEXP.org.